So I was trying to play the fourths, and I found out that you can make some really complex chords out of it. So what I mean was, usually when you play chords, you play 3 notes at a time. So let's say C. This is C. C major would be 3 notes. You can move it up 1 octave. It would be right. But what about chords with an interval of a fourth between them? So I've been looking at these for a while, and I found some really interesting combinations, which I want to show you. So what I mean by intervals of a fourth is, instead of going, so having an interval of a third between each note, so there's an interval here between C and E of a third, and E and G of a third. Let's make a chord which has an interval of a fourth and a fourth. Does that make sense? So from C to the fourth you have F, and from F to B flat you have a perfect fourth. So they should be perfect fourths. Let's see how that sounds. Interesting, right? An interesting sound. Now let's try playing this chord and superimposing other chords with this shape. Does that make sense? So I can start with the same one. So just playing this 1 octave up. So right? Now what if I move this note from C to, like, let's say D? So one tone up. So you go. Do you see that? Do you see how complex it sounds? And now I found out you can do that for another, like, several different combinations. So I'm gonna try going with the whole tone scale, which is C, D, E, F sharp, G sharp. So I'm going to try to make these chords while superimposing over here. So let's see how that goes. Nope, I'm sorry. Maybe it breaks down? No. There you go. I'm thinking a lot here because this is all new to me. So let's see. So you have C, D, E. Now we go to F sharp because it's a whole tone. So let's do that. So F sharp to da 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 da. So this would be the fourth, and from here to the fourth would be da 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 da. So it's like that. So this is quite dissonant. Let's try the next one. Da 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 da. And finally. So I'm always counting from the fourth from that note. So the B flat fourth would be, my brain hurts, E flat, and E flat fourth would be A flat, I think. So let's try that. So did you see that? Nope. I wanted to try this thing. Some time to get used to the notes because they're all so different. Like, I'm always used to the thirds but not the fourths, which is changing my whole perspective right now. Finally, I'll end with with this really interesting hook I saw, an interesting transition that I saw that used this idea. So the idea was, this was seen in a musician, a pianist for the Sunday service choir. So they had a concert in Paris, and he played this interesting transition. I can't remember the exact song, but he was just playing like a C chord, something like that, and then in the middle he did a chromatic upward scale of this very same chord. So he would go. Do you see what I'm saying? But he did it really quickly, so. Something like that. It's super difficult for me because I'm not used to it, but with time, with practice, I think I'll get it. So, in summary, we learned about this new form of a chord. I'm sure there's a name for it, but the chord is special because there are intervals of fourths in between them at all times. So if it starts on C, the fourth of C is F, the fourth of F is B flat, and that's the chord. By the way, you can always extend the chords as much as you want, so you can continue this from B flat to E flat, E flat to A flat to C to D flat, and keep going. And this is something that Jacob Collier frequently uses in his music. So, and you can just use this thing and just like move it up and down, play around with it. It's also new to me, and I'm just so not used to the tones that I feel like I have a lot to explore in this dimension. So we learned about this chord. We also learned that we can use this chord and superimpose them on in different ways. So you can do this, and so on. So you can superimpose them. And finally, there is a really famous transition, I guess a transition that really caught my attention, which was done in Sunday service choir, where the pianist used this chord and he just moved chromatically upwards. So he would do this. Something like that. He would just keep going. And so it's a really versatile chord. It's pretty interesting, and it can add some really complex sounds into your music. I hope you enjoyed this one. Have fun and keep playing.